Welcome to the Hospitality Maverick podcast with me, Michael Tingsar. We at Hospitality Mavericks are here to inspire leaders to create heart-centered and profitable businesses from the inside out, the kind that both employees and customers love and support. Thanks to BizSimply for sponsoring this episode as our show partner. And BizSimply is the all-in-one HR, workforce management, rota and operations software designed and built by hospitality experts to make every shift run like clockwork. And we join forces to help the industry to find new ways to become even more innovative in how we lead our people, how we operate, to how we grow our businesses, to how we serve our customers. Together we want to share strategies and tools that can make the industry thrive long term, not just survive.
I kind of say, okay, I think I'm a small fish. I'm not going to be able to do anything. And one day, moving from one restaurant and another in Soho with a friend of mine, he said, like, I remember, Thiago, when you used to have all this pool of staff that we can choose. And there was like a lot of people like coming here to work in hospitality. And I really miss that. And I'm like, oh my God, I think the solution is there. I think let me just try to do it. So on the same night, I came back home at 2:00 in the morning and I'm like, okay, let's do that. And I just start to type and I drafted the email. Then on the next morning, I kind of read again and I said, okay, let's try.
This is Thiago Luz Togni. He is an general manager for an amazing steak restaurant, Timber in Shoreditch, which is actually opening very soon, as this week. But more important, he's also a trailblazer for a movement trying to get the government to consider 2-year visas for EU citizens here in the UK. The vision for this conversation is get much closer to the big issues around the staffing crisis and how a successful petition could actually buy the industry some time to build companies that people want to join and be part of, and also create long-term career choices for young people. Thiago shares his journey and how he got to that critical point that something had to be done about the staffing crisis and launched a petition to start this movement. His aim with the petition is to get more than 100,000 signatures as quick as possible, and he hopes that from next year we can welcome people with the much needed skills and time to recover properly as an industry. He also shares some great and very actionable advice on what you can do as an operator right now to manage your staffing crisis better. Before you tune in, please also download your free white paper that we did in a collaboration with BizSimply. We have taken a deep dive into what Maverick leaders know and do. We call it the 6 tenets of agile hospitality. 6 tenets every leader needs to survive and thrive in the new era of hospitality. Click the link in the show notes and get your free copy. And now, please listen and sign the petition. Over to Thiago. So here we are, believe it or not, on Sunday, where we are going to be talking about the staffing crisis, but also what we can do about it. And today's guests have started he said we just started something to make awareness, but I will almost call like it a movement for actually trying to solve this short term. And we're going to be talking about, short-term visas coming into the UK. So welcome to the show, Thiago. It's really a pleasure to have you here because I know you're not just doing the petition, you're also opening a restaurant next week. So it's been a hell of a week.
Yes, thank you very much for having me here, and I appreciate your time as well. As you said, it's on Sunday, but I'm on hospitality. For me, it's like a Monday, so it's okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I absolutely feel the same because I just thought we need to get this out to people in the industry and actually see if we might be able to do some change, actually get, a solution to a problem that has impacted everyone. No matter size, part of the sector, the staffing crisis, having enough hands to get the job done. But Thiago, can you start off with just telling a bit about your story and how you came to this point where you said enough is enough, we need to start a petition?
I've been in hospitality for almost 17 years of my life, and I was abroad when I come back to London now. I work in London for 12, 13 years, but I was abroad for a year now, and I came back. And I've been hearing from my friends that they're having problems to hire, to retain staff, and I kind of didn't believe it too much until I actually see with my own eyes. And then I got this role that I am now, and then I felt like right straight on the first week. I was like, oh my God, the thing is serious. And then it took me a while to understand that how can we fix, and then like literally going through internet and looking these previous petitions, and I said like, no, I think there is a possibility that we can try to push the government to help with that. But I let it go. I kind of say, okay, I think I'm a small fish. I'm not gonna be able to do anything. And one day, moving from one restaurant and another in Soho with a friend of mine, he said like, I remember, Thiago, when you used to have all this pool of staff that we can choose, and there was like a lot of people like coming here to work in hospitality, and I really miss that. And I like, oh my God, I think the solution is there. I think let me just try to do it. So on the same night, I came back home at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I like, okay, let's do that. And I just start to type, and I drafted the email. Then on the next morning, I kind of read again, and I said, okay, let's try. I didn't expect it to get the return that I had that fast, but it is there. Like it's over 17,000 signatures at the moment.
Yeah, and the government have already, because what is this? Let's start with actually, what is exactly you are asking the government to do? What is like the purpose of the petition?
Okay, ideally it's that because I have the experience abroad, and most of the countries that I work, they have this kind of visas that allow people from foreign countries to come into their specific country to work for a period of time. Usually it's like 1 year to 2 years, okay? And again, there is agreements between governments from country to country. They allow the specific countries to come to the other countries. So that's why I put the EU nationals, because we are neighbors. That's the most of the hospitality staff came from EU before. So that's why I use the EU as a guide and reference, because that's how work in the other countries as well. I'm not gonna say names of countries because I don't want to be unfair, but like that is certain countries, they just allowed people from country B to come into this country A, and that's how it works. And all this country B can they spend 2 years, country A can come for 1 year. So that's the idea, is literally to make this possible here in the UK.
And what has been the answer up to now from the government? Because there has been a reply to many of these petitions and movements that's created by different organizations in hospitality, and actually raising a similar kind of solution as you are.
Yeah, like the answer from the government is being that they don't have any plans to bring people with any skills, any skills to the UK, all right? But I think that is a bit unfair, because in the end of the day, it takes a lot of skills to work in hospitality, regardless if you are a front of house, a back of house. There is no certain, like, how I can say, it takes a lot of skills, and that's been the response from the government. So they, in the short term, they don't have any plans, but it's just a matter of keep putting pressure.
And what have you heard from your colleagues that you started this? What have their reply have been to you, and how you felt the support has been across the industry?
It's been great. Like I never expected that to have such a big response like I had, and I think everyone is in the same page, because everyone is going through the same problem right now, and the response was brilliant. Like from sharing, from signing, to talking about it on social media, and that is a great support. And the demographic of the petition as well. If you look on the petition itself, and you go on demographics of the petition, it literally is all over the UK. I think that I can count in a hand how many of the areas that haven't been targeted, that no one actually signed it, and that's brilliant. So that's really brilliant.
if we go back to the technicality, and you talked about a 1 to 2 year visa, why 2 years, and what would that actually solve? Will it make some change?
Okay, like because in the end of the day, we will attract like the young generation. All right, with this kind of visa, it's the same if you go to working farms in some countries like in the Far East. It will attract the young generation. Some of them they don't looking to settle, but they're looking for a new adventure. They look to make new friends. They're looking for like this kind of things. Okay, and 2 years is a good time as well for the hospitality itself get back on its like foot and on its feet, and then and try to find another ways to fill up these gaps that we have in the business.
What about you were talking about skills as well, that we need some skills short term, especially in the back of house, but I guess also in front of house. Would that help as well, that we can attract some more experienced people for a shorter period of time?
Yes, I think like if you see, because I have the experience to work in like few countries, all right, and if you see the level of skills that you get abroad, the people that being attracted not only by salaries but like way of living as well is fantastic. So your pool of talent is really open, and as I said, like 2 years, like the hospitality is not gonna change in 2 years. I reckon it's gonna take another 5, 6, 7 years to get to the point that we can literally retrain everyone here in the UK and make more attractive. But 2 years is enough to give a little bit a break as well for the hospitality, because of COVID we didn't have that chance. So it literally come out of it came Brexit, and then in the middle of Brexit there was COVID, and then when we come out of COVID, it's gone. So we don't have that possibility there anymore.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You say it's also about bridging the gap with skills that we don't have, that we need to actually have time to both build the systems and get people through, because we know not every person we take through that system is gonna choose a career in hospitality. So we actually need to get some more people that actually have the right to stay here in the UK to start taking up this job and actually make it attractive again. And it's interesting, you have quite a long horizon. Why do you think it takes about 6 to 7 years to get there? Because when you hear politicians and other people, it seems like, oh yeah, we'll just have to find some people and invest in them.
Now, it doesn't work like that. One, you need to make the business attractive itself, all right? And hospitality, as you know, is brutal. Okay, it's not for everyone, and that's well known. Uh, and like it's a matter of like showing the young generation that it's not only about the hard work and the long hours. It's about what you can experience in life. Because I start as well from the bottom, and I have the opportunity to travel all over the world doing something that I actually love it. You know, and that's what you need to prove to these kids, that they will be there, and there will be opportunities, but it takes time. Everything in life takes time. And it's just the fact that hospitality is being hit by several things at the moment, and and everyone is panicking, but nobody's trying to find solutions. And so yeah, and training takes time. All right, training gonna take like few years, like to train someone. It's not only training, but it's to motivate people, to make it more attractive. Whatever the government say in terms of timing, I disagree completely, because it will take time to train the new generation in hospitality and make it attractive.
Yeah, and I guess it's also finding totally new ways of operating, thinking business, implementing that into your culture, make that an everyday thing, transist other, people that have stayed in the industry, make a transition of them into the new ways as well, because change is always hard, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm a general manager, right? So I'm on the front line every day. Okay, different from the people that like the operators. Let's put it away. Like I'm on the front line, so I deal with like, oh, I don't have someone coming today, or I have someone calling sick. I need to make time because people need to go to university, need to go to school, and all this is really hard to manage a business on top of it. I have friends that they are closing their business like 2-3 days a week because they don't have staff, and the staff that they have it, they don't want to burn it. I can give you like several examples here. I can spend the whole day giving examples because like I'm in contact with a lot of people, and it's sad because like it's revenue that is not coming, so it's taxes that are not being generated, and it's like jobs that are not being created because we don't have the people that is willing to do it.
Yeah, and what you're saying is there's actually customers or consumers that actually want to dine out and spend money and put them in the hospitality businesses, but it's not possible to open the doors.
No,
Hardly still.
exactly. Yeah. So I know business that used to have like operations that would like do 600-700 guests per day. They're reducing that by half because they cannot operate. They don't have the staff, and then comes the people that says like as a customer can go somewhere else, but like yes you can, but you're not gonna have that experience on that particular place because they cannot operate it, and it's sad. uh, and I checked that before I put the petition out. I checked some numbers as well, and it's apparently over 200,000 people that left the hospitality industry during COVID that never came back, and that's a big number. So that's the numbers that we need to bring back, so to make feasible.
It was also an interesting thing I was thinking of saying there. It was like maybe good for the audience as well because the conversation we have had and you're opening a restaurant next week, you are really on the front line, and the other people you talk with, other GMs, ops managers, and so on. If we should put it on a scale from 1 to 10, just to put it like make it tangible, like where 1 is absolutely the worst ever, and 10 it's great, things are thriving. Where are we right now when it comes to attracting enough right people?
I would say like we below 5. Let's put that way. Yes. That's from what was prior COVID, and it's like it's below 5. It's it's really hard, really hard.
Is it harder than it was in COVID, or is it easier?
Okay, like it's a bit easier because like you don't have restrictions, correct? So you can bring the people through the door, but it's a matter of like entertaining the people that you bring through the door. And when I mean entertaining, I mean like serving them, make sure they have a great experience, and make sure that they can like fulfill the expectations. Like so yeah, that's the difference. Is a bit complicated right now.
Yes, it's very complicated. And that's actually led to my next question, because it'll also be interesting to hear from your point of view. We all know that staffing crisis is one challenge, but what about the other challenges that's hitting the industry right now? Which one do you see that can have even worse, or even put the pressure even harder on the day to day operating, and also staff?
Yeah, like, I think on a day to day you have the energy costs now, even though you have this frozen for the next 6 months, uh, it's still gonna hit really hard at us. And it's not only small businesses, big businesses as well, because in the end of the day, hospitality work in a really tight profit margin in general, and anything that it hit us, it hits hard, it hits right in the heart, and food costs as well, imports of products that before used to come easier and now is a bit harder to get it. So all these are small things. It's the perfect storm. So and everything is hitting us badly. What make us like now in a good position is because it's the festive period is coming, so the places start to get a bit busier, so you can make a little money to kind of recover from the rest of the year. But still, can we deliver because we don't have the staff? Can you make more? But maybe no, because we don't have the staff there. So that's the main things.
What has been, now you have started this petition and movement and trying to get these visa in place, or definitely get the government to be open to the conversation, not just take it away from the table straight away when you put it on the table. What had been your most significant learning? Because this is a very different thing than you normally do when you run restaurants. You're suddenly involved in politics.
Yes, like I say to my friends, like I'm trying to keep it like as out of politics as possible. That's why I don't point any fingers on any government or anything like that. Because in the end of the day, they are the one who can make the difference. Is the politicians, But I find fantastic because the support that people giving, I didn't expect to get so much support so fast, and it's quite interesting to see how it become a discussion, and how people like come up like the thing is, like, what I find out is that everyone talks about it, but nobody comes with a concrete like solution. I thought of other ways as well, but as I said, it will take time. But it's a strange journey for me, because like I'm the kind of person that I don't like to get involved in too much politics, but like unfortunately it needs to, because otherwise it's never gonna change it.
It sounds like we have some huge challenges, and that's probably known for everyone listening. But what is like you working in the front line, opening a restaurant next week, working on this petition? What is your prediction for hospitality the next 3 to 5 years? Where do you see we are going, especially here in the UK?
Okay, if you don't make some changes right now, all right, in terms of like who you can get to work, I reckon that within like 3 to 5 years, like that for the UK, from like a reference in terms of like hospitality and culinary, we're gonna go back to the like, how I can say, the stone age of like hospitality. To be honest, we're gonna be really well behind it. And the thing is that the way some operators are doing at the moment, they trying to make attractive, uh, giving positions and names and like to the job descriptions. There is no reality. You will make even less attractive, because when people realize that, oh, I've been hired, my job description say I'm like a supervisor or my assistant manager, but I'm actually a glorified waiter, people will run away even faster. So that's not the way. So the way is like, one is training, but training the people from a college age, then also they understand how hospitality works. And two is foreign labor, and that's a fact.
But that's very interesting. You're saying it's not so much the fancy words, marketing, the promotion you do, and how well you try to sell your proposition. Because if the experience is no different or worse, then actually then people not gonna stay. And actually, never sell a promise you can't deliver on. That's also what you say.
Yeah, exactly. And that's happening quite a lot, because what I'm doing as well, I'm literally tracking like a lot of job offers online for several positions, and I ask people that some people that apply for the job positions, and they come back to me like, but Thiago, there was actually no, what was the actual job description. I was pretty much like, they offered me like a assistant manager job, and I was pretty much just a waiter running tables, and that's not what I want. And it's quite understandable, because like you like selling something that is not true, and that's what's gonna make people run even faster from hospitality. So
What is there anything, we talked about a lot of challenges, and we hopefully this petition will start solving some of the challenges based on the time. But is there anything you like, in all the chaos, do you see any excitement and opportunities within all this?
yes, like I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been working like my team not right now. They are all young guys, all young, like all young, and they have a lot of motivation. They have a lot of energy. Of course, like they always studying, so it's a bit complicated in terms of commitment here and there. But like, Like if you have people that can actually motivate these people, no from like me I'm doing now at work, but like from high school age, like to point them in other directions in terms of work. I think like we're on the right place. It's just a matter of educating people, and I think we will be fine. But it needs time. That's why I say like it's not gonna change in the next 2-3 years. It's gonna take 5-6-7 years, because it takes time to educate people and to change this. But I can see that there is a young generation that they are looking for it, but like they need to be put on the right path. And the way some operators are doing is not the right way, and that's just gonna make people run even faster away from it.
And that leads very perfectly to my next question, because what if you should give like 3 concrete advice or action you think operators, leaders needs to do to build this business that both people and customers rave about no matter what are those?
In terms of like for the staff, right? I would say under promise and over deliver to your staff, right? So that's one. It's not all about big salaries, because what are we doing is like inflating the salaries and gonna get it to a point that's unbearable, all right? And make sure that you retain the staff, the good ones. Try to retain them, but again, no over promising, all right? Because that is just gonna create more frustration. So that's the 3 things I say.
I love that. So don't overpromise. It comes again. It's not about the money, but actually invest in time in them, the people you want to retain, and make sure they are on a journey, and they feel you're with them on that journey.
In terms of salary, I'm gonna give you an example. Like I have a friend of mine. He has a pub next to a stadium, and not long ago he was offering like almost £20 per hour to people to come to work just to collect the glasses, and he has 0 people coming to work because someone else offered £22 per hour. So it's kind of, that's not the right direction. You're just gonna make sure your business close earlier, because it's like unbearable.
You're picking off the money on the cash flow in principle, and that makes sure you
Yeah.
have to liquidate. And again, you can, there also has to be the income to support the cost. And I think that's what you said before as well, that some people has to cut half their capacity. That's more than the profit that's gone there. That's the business gone, I would say, when you said. Is there any question, Thiago, you would like that I've asked you, and what question would it be, and what would you have answered in connection with the subject we're talking about today, the staffing crisis?
No, I think we cover everything. I think like I said from my heart. Everything that I say here, I said from my heart, and the questions that you did was spot on, and I don't think like I have any like questions that I would be able to answer anymore right now. Maybe like when you actually get the numbers that we need, and maybe we be able to have more questions, and see how we can execute this on a debate on the parliament or something like that. But at the moment, I might be like stuck because I don't know what's happening in the near future with it.
Well, then is action time now. So first of all, how much support do you need? How many need to sign this petition?
I need at least 100,000 people to sign this petition. I'm at the moment at 17,398. All right. I need to get to 100,000 so the government can consider for a debate. Taking consideration the previous hospitality petition that was over a year and a half ago, you go over 200,000 signatures. So I think we can get there in the next 4 months or so.
So we have about, how long do we have to do this? About 4 months, you say, or is there like an end date?
Yeah, there is an end date. So the end date is in the beginning of February. So we have so October, November, December, January, February. We've got almost 5 months left.
Yeah, it would be great if we can do it before.
Oh yeah, no, it would be amazing. It would be really good. And yeah, and the government also, because I'm the creator of the petition, so they keep in touch with me, any update or anything like that. So they send me an email this week, send that whatever time that was lost during this period of like national mourning, it will be replaced in the end. So they will be extended. So we got some time there as well.
Good, Thiago. If people want to, both sign the petition and connect with you, where do they do that?
Okay, I'm on my LinkedIn. So my name is, as it says, Thiago Luz Togni. You can find him over there. I put something every couple of days. I put something on my LinkedIn about it. All right. There is the link as well for the petition. I can share the link with you, and you can share with your public.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the show notes for people out there. It will be together with the newsletter we send out as well. So there'll be lots of places to pick it up. And then, of course, on LinkedIn as well, as you say, Thiago. Thank you so much for taking the time this Sunday, Thiago. And I send you and the team opening the restaurant Power and Energy. And also, I'm sure we're going to touch base as you continue the journey to get this petition to plus 100,000.
Okay, thank you very much for having me here, and I hope I'll see you pretty soon to say listen, we hit the 100,000. The government gonna actually listen to us.
We will do it. Thank you so much, Thiago, for doing this important work. Everyone that has tuned in, please sign and share this petition today. It matters for the future of our beloved industry. A big thank you to BizSimply for supporting us, bringing great insights, strategies and tools to help leaders become better every day. Check them out at bizsimply.com or on their socials at BizSimply or BizSimplyHQ. You can also email them directly at podcast@bizsimply.com. Thank you to Fina Charlton, who is the show producer and editor from the Podcast Collective. I really appreciate that you're listening in. So if you enjoyed today's conversation, please share, rate, review, or subscribe to one of our channels, which all can be done via the website hospitalitymavericks.com. If you have any ideas and feedback for the show or other thoughts, reach out to me via LinkedIn or my email at michael@hospitalitymavericks.com. Find out more about us and subscribe to the weekly newsletter Maverick Talk via hospitalitymavericks.com. And remember now to get your free version of the new white paper, The 6 Tenets of Agile Hospitality. 6 tenets every leader needs to survive and thrive in the new era of hospitality. Click the link in the show notes. And I'm Michael Tingsad, and you've been listening to the Hospitality Maverick podcast show. Be Maverick.